Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Joshua and this is Rooftop. In this workshop, we're going to be painting a watercolor painting of, you could say, a scenery with some Christmas trees in it. So let's begin. Okay, so I have my book ready over here. I'm not going to be doing the entire page, I'll just keep it limited to the middle of the book. Alright, so what I can do is I can take my tape and just make some sort of a border or frame, you could say. Okay, well, whenever this tape agrees to come out. Alright, there you go. So I'll take this tape. Is something like this. I'll place it down here. Just like that. Okay, and then I'll put another piece of tape to the right side. See, somewhere here. Okay, so now I have put this down. Yeah, and inside over here in the middle, I am going to paint. Alright, so now I will take out my pencil. And what I can do, right, is I can start off by just making some very rough drawings. So from here, I'll have this part over here also, just like this. And then I will have a tree in the middle, which should then come out like that, all the way down here, and then go upwards like this. So now I'm not going to draw the tree exactly, but I'm just placing out or I'm reserving the area for the middle tree. You can think of it that way. And then the rest would be falling up until there, and then the other one until here down. Just like that. So this is how we're going to make our rough drawing. Okay, so I can start off by doing the background. So for the background, I'll just take some water. So like this, I'll just wet this down. Okay, and then I will take some blue color. Not too much, just a little bit. Yeah, like that. Okay, just a small amount towards the outside. And then I'll take a little bit more blue and then just paint this side here as well. Now I'll clean my brush, wet the area a little bit below, and then let it blend in over there. Just like that. So you'll have a much darker area towards this side and then here it will be a little lighter. Okay, now I'm going to take some yellow color, some yellow and green color. So I'm just making sure that I have enough yellow color in my water before I start anything. Okay, like this. And I will start off by just drawing the tree first with some yellow. Like this. Is my eraser in here? Okay, no problem. So I'll just start off by drawing the shape of the tree that I want. And I want the paper to remain wet wherever I'm painting. I want it to remain a little bit wet. So say something like this. Just like that. Then I will take some green color while this is still wet and then just spread it out a bit within this yellow. So it will be a bit yellow, a bit green. Just like that. And then while it is still wet again, I'll take a little bit of blue and then start applying this here as well. Again, not too much blue. Like this, and then a few dots down, then a little bit this side, a little bit down here. So now remember, this paper is still wet while I am doing this. Just like that. You see, so over here I can't really wait and explain each and everything because I need the paper to remain wet. So due to that, I would need to work on this pretty spontaneously while I am at it. Just like this. Okay, just like that. So there we have our first tree ready. So we don't need to make it too dark, just sort of like a middle to middle dark, you could say. Alright, and then over here again. Now I'm just going to take this green color. And actually, I'll take a bit of yellow also. Okay, and whatever color I took over here, it seems to be plenty enough. I'm just picking up a little bit of water, and then I'm going to spread this out into the shape of the tree. just like that, and then take some green color and just spread it around in here. So you can see how roughly I am doing it. Take a little bit of this color instead. Now I need a little bit of water so that I can spread it out a little bit. Yeah, there you go. And then I can start adding darker colors, like some blue color towards the top. And if I want it to be a little uneven, right, I'll just dab some paint over there, like this over here also, a little bit towards the center, a little bit towards the bottom. And then I will come back and take some of this lighter green, mix it in here so it becomes like a middle kind of green, and then just add it in between, just like this. So here we can understand how the water works when it comes to the paper and when it comes to the color. And I can add a little bit of red over here also, some in between. Yeah, we'll keep it, yeah, that much seems good. And then in this red color that I initially took, I'm going to add just a tiny bit of blue, and I'm going to lighten it up with some water, so I'm making it purple in color. And then I am going to draw a tree like this at the back. And it's very random the way I'm doing. I'm just, now you know a Christmas tree is very triangular, right? So keeping that in mind, I'm just going to draw some random shapes while making it go wider and wider as we go below. Okay, so once I reach there, you can see it is still pretty dark, right? It doesn't look like it's blending. So I cleaned my brush, took some water, and then I'm going to push it down like that. Now it's gonna just blend into the background. And then the same thing over here. Let's make sure that there's not too much water also, otherwise instead of getting nice thin lines, you'll get some pretty thick lines instead. And the same thing here. Yeah. And remember, the lower you go, the wider it gets. It doesn't have to be thick, it just needs to get wider. There you go. So I've barely done anything that significant. I've just lightened the color a bit, put a little bit at the background here, I blended out this bottom side, and you already get that in a very in-depth kind of effect. So one of the best way to show depth, right, especially when it comes to landscape, is you either have the background that is these two trees light, and the foreground dark, which would be these three, or you have the background dark and this foreground light. So that way you can play with it. So once I'm done with this, if you are interested in seeing the difference, I can show it to you again over here. And this is a very rough and quick way. Or actually I can show it to you now also. So over here the background is light and the foreground is dark, right? So now over here what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to paint the exact same thing. Hold on. We'll take some of this green color. It is a bit dark. I'll place this down here, and then I'll take a little bit of this. So I'm just doing it super roughly. I'm not trying to make anything too fancy. Okay, so say we have these few trees over here in between. Like this. Then maybe some smaller trees down this side at the back. There you go, just like this. And now in the background, I am going to take some blue color over here and then make a super huge Christmas tree. Again, keep in mind, I'm just making a rough drawing so you can understand how to play with colors, or how you can change the focus of the perspective over here. There goes something like this. So now if you see, your focus would immediately come here and not here. Whereas over here, your focus is coming here and not there. So you can either make the background darker. So you can either make the background darker like this while painting, and keep the foreground much lighter. Like that. So the foreground is lighter, the background is darker, and over here, this looks kind of scary though. It doesn't have to be that scary looking. But yeah, here if you see, if I close this, immediately eyes go here. But when I close this, immediately eyes come over here and not at the background. So either background light, foreground dark, or foreground light, background dark. So I hope you understand. I understood a part of that concept. Okay, now over here we're gonna do something a little different. So I'm going to take some blue color here, and remember, for this we need to be a little quick. So over here I'll take some blue, maybe a little bit of red color. Okay, now over here I am going to be a little bit more blue. Okay, so over here I am going to draw this part just like this. Remember, while it is still wet, I'm just going to take some plain blue color and mix it down over here. So first I added purple, then I'm going to add some blue color here, just like this. Then I will take some brown color while this is still wet, some brown and greenish color, you could say. So while it is still wet, I am going to mix these in. Just like this. Take a bit more green color here. So you see, I am not waiting in between. I'm taking different colors, and as I put it down, I'm switching the colors and then taking the next one. So maybe a little bit this side, a little bit here in between. And then here I'll take some orange color. mix it in the screen again.